pay-per-view to watch that one.
I got the 330 area code.
330?
Yeah, that's Akron.
Oh, that's Akron. Oh, I lost.
Don't you know area codes?
I don't know Akron's area code. I know a lot of them, but I don't know that one. So help me out here.
Okay.
So now you're putting stock in what Mike Tyson said about this fight. So you're going to take Mike Tyson's insights to your bank on this fight?
The youngest heavyweight champion in the world.
Yeah.
He was dominant. Everybody, he was the biggest attraction. And he knows boxing. Skip, all he's saying, if they were doing it in the octagon, he got Conor. He thought they were going to be fighting MMA rules. But since they're doing boxing, I'm not finna take a guy that doesn't box professionally.
So I really like Mike Tyson. And
What you mean you liked?
I like, no, I said
okay, you like
current,
it. You still do
present
okay.
tense. Okay. And I ran into Mike the night that Ernestine and I went to Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz 2 in Las Vegas. Was it in August? Last August? Yeah. And it was just before we launched here on September 6th. And we were in the second row, and Mike Tyson and his group came and sat right in front of us. They were actually Kanye's seats, but everybody thought Kanye was somewhere else out of the country. Nobody knew. So again, Dana White and company thought, well, Kanye probably isn't going to show up tonight, so they let Mike and his group sit in front of us.
Right.
So I talked to Mike for a few minutes, and again, I enjoy talking to him, but you look into his eyes right now, and you're not sure which planet he's on, yours or his. Like he's on his own planet somewhere else.
Yeah, he's a scary-looking dude.
Okay, he is. But Kanye did show up, and Dana had to go say, gee, sorry, Mike, but you're going to have to move to some other seats. So I didn't see Mike the rest of the night because Kanye sat in his seats right in front of us.
You talked to Kanye?
Ernestine started, of course, a conversation with Kanye about pop-up stores, and then they became best buddies. But, you know, that's just Ernestine. That's how it goes. It happens every time. But I did talk to Kanye throughout the fight because he's a big UFC fan. So I'd be interested in Kanye's opinion of this fight far more than I would Mike Tyson's.
I want to talk to Kanye about collabs. I don't want to talk to him about no fights.
Why not? He's a big fan. So the decision into the hands of boxing judges, he has a real good shot at winning. But I don't think that's going to happen because I believe Conor is going to knock Floyd out. And the reason there is no way that Floyd is going to knock Conor out is, I'm going to remind you, it has been 18 years since Floyd knocked anybody out in a boxing ring. Think about that. He was 22 years of age when he last knocked out another human in a boxing match. This was just the immortal Justin Juco. You were there that night, right? No. May 22nd, 1999 in Las Vegas. He knocked out the immortal Justin Juco. That's the last time he has KO'd anybody. There was the sucker punch of Ortiz.
Wasn't no sucker punch.
Yes, it was.
Protect yourself at all times.
Okay, he's talking to the referee and he gets knocked out. And that qualifies, quote unquote, as a knockout.
You in the ring with another fighter.
Face to face, chin to chin. The last time he knocked somebody out fair and square was
This is what it really comes down to when it comes down to boxing, since we're talking about boxing. I don't care how many good fights these small guys have, Floyd Mayweather, all these guys, got a new king on his block.
And I got to ask, would a Mike Tyson in his prime relish fighting Anthony
Hey,
Joshua?
I don't want to fight nobody.
That only rules MMA, but it's also becoming
fight game.
the boxing.
It's the face of the fight game, period. And I'll rule over both with an iron fist, an iron left fist. But if you sweat the left, you'll eat the right.
How do you feel about making history? You definitely making history, McGregor.
Again?
Again.
I'm making it every day. Every day we're making history. I've so many fours, I don't know. So many fours in my record, in my career. In my mind, it's an easy fight. Right. If we go 8 ounces, he's not going 2 rounds. So, there you go.
Where do you get that self-belief?
Hard work. I get it from the work I put in. Like with CD shorts. Dolce. So nice, Andy. Okay, brilliant. Down that.
Saying Conor is younger, Conor is hungrier, Conor is faster. He's putting himself down. Now, he doesn't really believe those things. You have to understand the psychology. This is the first time ever Floyd has been in a spot where he wasn't favored to beat a guy. Everybody is expecting Floyd to go out and not only dominate this fight, but get him out of there in 1 or 2 rounds. Floyd is starting to feel that. It's an unusual spot for him where he's looking and going, hey guys, I appreciate that you all have faith in me, but you've got a little bit too much. How about we go out there and two men go out and have a contest? These are the intangibles, because what Teddy and I are watching right now is an amateur boxer getting ready to take on the best of all time. But the intangibles do matter.
That is a pretty stark characterization. An amateur boxer getting ready to take on a guy that could be 50-0 by the time the month is out. Alberto Komodo has been on the scene all day. We've moved to Station 3. Couple action in the ring. Then we've hit the bag twice. He's there, boots on the ground. His eyes are closer than any of us. Brett, what are you seeing right now with your two eyes there?
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, I think Chael and Teddy have really outlined a lot of what's going through my mind. I mean, obviously, one thing I told you, Zubin, is that I expected him to be in amazing shape, and I know that that's very, very crucial to him. I mean, that's been crucial really throughout his career, especially after he lost to Nate Diaz last year. He felt that he was very inefficient with his energy, is what he said. That fight was at 170 pounds when it was supposed to be at 155 pounds. So just looking at him physically, and this has not surprised me at all. I knew all along that Conor McGregor would do everything in his power to get as prepared as is humanly possible to face Floyd Mayweather. But everything that you're hearing from the two experts there about the technique, I would have to agree with.
Teddy, I want to ask you this because you have been in the corner. You have trained some of the guys that basically ate pressure for lunch, and Chael has talked about what a performer this guy is under pressure. For those of us that are just fans, that haven't been in the corner, that haven't been in the ring, can you explain the intangible of the mental side of something like this and the pressure with the world watching? Not the physical, the mental.
There's a mental part, and he's right on the button talking about the mental part. My UFC counterpart there. 75% of the game, all right? There it is. 75% of my business, my sport, is the mental part. And McGregor has been in that realm. You know, he has been in that environment. He's been under the big lights. And the most important part, what does that mean mentally being right? What does that mean having the mental edge that you have to be a championship fighter in whatever, whether it's boxing or UFC? What it means is that you have to understand, you have to be able to push the wolf away from the door. The wolf of submission. The wolf of where you feel like breaking down. The wolf where you feel like giving in. Where you don't think that you can find the way. Where you start to make excuses. Where you're not reliable. Where you start to give in. Where the normal person, the person out there, the layman person, they can do that. They can give in. They can still go to work the next day. They give in. They say they're sick. And the next day they can still show up at work, and it might not hurt their career. But in the boxing ring, you cannot do that. That's called the chamber of truth. And the truth will find you fast. So he understands what it means to be tempted by those hard truths. He understands what it means for the wolf to come to the door, for the devil to knock on the door and say, hey, you know what? You can get out of here. You know, it's not human nature to face what these guys face. The natural thing to do is to survive. Let's be honest. That's why we've been around as a race so long. We find ways to survive. But when you're in the ring and that natural instinct comes to you to say, hey, I want to just survive. I want to be able to get out of this so I can be okay, so I can survive. When that comes, you have to be able to shut it down. That's not normal. Regular people don't have to do that. But people that fight for a living, that face the things that people like Mayweather and McGregor face for a living, they have to have the mindset to be able to do that. Listen, don't ever think they don't feel like we feel. They feel scared. They feel like giving up sometimes. But the thing is, they have to have the capacity to say, no, this is going to last for a couple moments. If I give up, I'm going to have to live with that for eternity. I am not giving in. I am not submitting. That is what we're talking about when you're saying having the proper mental state of a champion.
That is unbelievable commentary from Teddy Atlas as we continue to see McGregor work on the heavy bag. Chael, to you, because this is an explanation that Teddy gave of somebody like yourself. Tell me how it is when it's somebody like McGregor or yourself that feels like they're about to give in. They have absolutely nothing left to give. and they keep going. Teddy explained it, you lived it. How do you find that last gear?
I'll tell you what, you block it out more than anything. You can have all the tough guy sayings you want to have. I preach this to kids too, but as a guy that's been in there when the house is on fire, you just keep going. The more you can dumb it down. Listen, there's something in sport. I talk to the kids I work with all the time. It's called paralysis by analysis. The more you sit and focus, the more you try to do the math and 2 + 2, all you end up doing is freezing up. There's a level of this that comes with experience where you've got to be loose and you've got to push forward. You've got to find that reason.
He overcame that 2 or 3 rounds, and he came back and you saw what happened. He did it good, and it was just, this is what makes him special. It was a dramatic ending. You know what I mean? It was just so resounding. Boom! And that's what people want in boxing. People, they may not want me to say this, they may not want to hear this. They talk about safety in sports. And boxing, people want to see people get hurt, people get knocked out. That's just what we want to see. That's what you want to see, right? Tell the truth. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see these guys playing around for 12 or 15 rounds. That's just not. Fighting is 2 men wanting to hurt each other.
What's the moment in your career, Mike, that makes you the most proud? If you could just pick one.
I don't know, Larry Holmes, probably. That's my best. Because I remember when I was a little boy watching him beat up Muhammad Ali. And I told him, Ali, when Cuss was talking to Ali the next morning on the phone, and so I got on the phone and said, when I get big, I'm going to get him for you. I was only 14 at the time.
That's the one fight, not Michael Spinks?
No, that fight.
Wow, and if you could do one fight again?
No, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to fight. You have to be a special or a very interesting person that want to be a fighter, because really when you think about it, it's all of us, even me. We avoid getting into fights. You know, that's the last thing we want to do, get into a street fight, get in a fight with somebody, and you think these guys do it for a living.
I've got to ask about the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather matchup. Does that give boxing a bad name?
No, it doesn't give boxing a bad name, you know, but